Okay guys, look, we are picking up straight off the end of the last episode pretty much. I've just taken a moment just to collect my thoughts and do a few things to prep for the next one. But yeah guys, this is the final episode of Astraeos. We're ending it here. This is the last one. This is just going to be a wrap up and goodbye episode, as I always like to do in my series. It just feels like closure to me. I don't know, it's a pointless episode, I guess. Some people probably have no interest in watching it, but I have an interest in making it. And some of you really appreciate it. So, to these wrap-up episodes to me are always about just reflecting, going through what we've done, and just having a look at what we've achieved. Because sometimes you get so caught up in what you've been doing, you kind of forget everything that you've done. You know, like, you forget, like, you know, you're always so goal-focused. What's the next thing I need to do? The next thing. And then you turn around, you're like, holy shit, I have done all of these things over the course of this series. And I didn't even realize, man. Didn't even realize. So, without further ado, I was going to pretty much just start sort of at the start of the journey, I guess, and well, sort of not at the start of the journey. I mean, okay, we've started in a different place and we've moved a couple of times and whatever else, and you know, we pretty much got a couple of tames and things along the way. I'm not going to go through step by step. That's just kind of pointless and boring. But I'll start off with the dream, the absolute dream I had. During my last bout of Astraeos, I had an idea in my head. I was like, I really want to build a dock base, or like a dock, because those triremes right behind me down there are so freaking cool, man. They are a really good model. They've got really good functionality. They are just a nice addition to the game. So I was like, those deserve the justice of having something nice made, specifically for putting them there, and that was the whole dock idea. I didn't get to execute it last time, so this time I was like, damn it, I am doing it this time, so we absolutely did. So the first step of me showing you everything we've achieved, I guess, is probably more around the building stuff, and then we'll move on to creatures after that. So to start off with, let us just ignore everything we're seeing right now and go for a little jump. This is my way down. The official ShADDow express path down, the express elevator down to the bottom. So anyway, this was my trireme that I originally made after a couple of episodes because I was living up on some ruins, I think pretty much over there. Very close to where it says Nicky Penny's base is, kind of pretty much there, I think, actually. It's probably more over that way. And it was over the Sparta pit, pretty much, and my god, it was a dangerous spot to live, so I very quickly gave up on that after a couple episodes, and I moved onto the boat, and I lived onto here. I had my beds, I had all of my crafting stuff made onto here, and then I set sail around and gathered all my tames, blah 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 blah, until I finally went, it is time to start building a base. So I moved over here, and pretty much lived off the boat for a little while still, but I made the dock, which is for some reason doing this weird scorched earth thing where it looks like we're in the middle of a weather event where it like sandstorm and it puts sand across everything. It's really annoying, but it doesn't look half bad. I mean, it's okay. But yeah, look guys, it's quite a big area. Not gonna lie. Not gonna lie. I was actually very happy with how this turned out. So I used Astraeos for the railing skins and the pillars and the walls and everything, and then I used the frontier as the actual decking of the thing itself. And then I also put scaffolding underneath in the corners to sort of give it some, I don't know, what would you call that? Depth? I have no idea. Some shape, some form or whatever. But yeah, so I made these sort of big enough to get a trireme alongside it. Not necessarily the full length, but just sort of enough. And left some gaps to go off. And then I built a little side area down here just so we can get in and out of the water. And then I built a second dock over here. I made a second trireme just to make this place look lived in. I made like a little fake crane, just sort of out of the part of the K rustic and scaffolding pieces again. Well, that looked pretty good. Sort of lidded with just a few things. Once again, these scaffolding things out of the rustic mod. The brazier skins, the wasteland bonfires from the wasteland, Bobstall Tales. I got the JVH garden decor mod, so I used some of the benches and things to actually place around some foliage. I feel like it turned out pretty damn good. I didn't end up utilizing as much of the space on here as I would have liked, but I don't know, it still looked good in my opinion. Maybe a little bit too empty, but still good. And yeah, I finally put another thing down here as well. This would be for like rafts down here, but once again, I didn't end up using it. No need, no need. By the time I had all this done, I was done with triremes. I had flyers, so you know, it's not like it was for a point. It was more just because I enjoyed it, and that is the whole point of it. It's all about enjoyment. So anyway, so once the dock, well, part of the dock being built was like, I really wanted it to be like a settlement, not just a dock. So we had this whole cliff space up here, and I very purposefully built here. Like, I chose this location very intentionally with the whole cliff thing here, because I wanted to build up the top. And then I thought I would love like a staircase that hugs the cliff. I just thought that would look really cool. And I feel like I achieved that with this. So let's go for a little wander. It actually is quite a long way up, just between like the winding back and forth, but it's not really too much to it, right? Like, you pretty much just have the scaffolding pieces here and there. Those scaffolding pieces there as well. Oh, sorry, are they scaffold? Yeah, they are. They are called scaffolds. You know, and then it sort of comes out, naturally goes around that there. Comes up here, follows up, naturally sort of hugs everything, and then it lands right up the top with this awesome view of the ocean and pretty much everything around. You can see the triremes down there. I thought that looked really good. And then I ended it here in terms of that build, which, you know, pretty much had a really nice height. And then I thought, you know, my whole plan was I'm going to lead that directly into my base. And so that happened. I started off with the courtyard is sort of like my vision. So it started off like some of the pieces just were not here. The courtyard was the start, and I pretty much had it, like I had railings sort of capping this side off, so ignore all of that. And it pretty much just like, yeah, had these fancy little stairs on the side, had the fountain, and it was exactly the same mirrored on that side. And then I did sort of stairs going up to a different height at the top, and then stairs going up into my actual base here. And I thought this actually, I was very happy with this build, I'm not gonna lie. Part of the roof I wasn't overly happy with on the sides, I think, but, you know, I don't have to get into all that, but, yeah, I mean, it ended up being decorating. There was more artifacts. I wish I had have gone and gotten them, but, you know, I can't be bothered. It's no point, because the series is going to end, so why would I bother? Anyway, so I had in here, it didn't look like this when I first started, but pretty much I had this level. I had stairs off to the side going down into a basement I was probably never going to use until I made beer later. Had a little secret spot for my generator there too. So then, you know, it was pretty much that. It was just a big empty room when I finished, but then I started slicing it up and dividing it up, and I made like a little loft over here for my bedroom, which I now have little kitties on. Hello, kitties. I love how you just like sit around. It's so cool. I had a little table with, you know, taxidermy of my RG on it. I tried to make it look kind of lived in. We'll get to that in a second. You know, and I had all my things, right? I also made this little, sort of like comfy fireplace area. It's something I tend to do, which we ended up putting our trophies on. Got the Lance of the Dodo up there. We'll get into that again soon. I ended up using, you know, putting our boss trophies here as well. We have a little Maguana taxidermy there as well. And then I had up here, we went up to storage, which I thought was good. And then we went, we had our workshop underneath, which I ended up bringing down a level so that we could put an industrial forge in eventually. Like, it used to be sort of like a flat level here that went all the way across, but I changed it. And yeah, I was kind of happy with how it ended up. Just like, you know, it goes up that way, it goes down this way, kind of wraps around there. Like, I like it being different and sort of random. I don't like it being too uniform. So I don't know. I was happy with it, guys. I was very happy. And yeah, I was happy with the base. But before we move on, like, I have to say, like, you know, this series, I've really enjoyed sharing the server with Nikki Penny. If it wasn't clear, you know, early on, this is Nikki Penny's server. I was just sort of bumming along. Nah, she offered that I could join her on here, and we, you know, we had a few good collabs along the way. It was really good. It's Dick Felds as well, like Nikki Penny's partner, who was another creator, does a lot of streaming. We had fun, you know, I had a lot of fun chatting to them and hanging out along the way. And but we actually had some visitors also as well. They conspired. They all conspired, man. They conspired. We had people from the neighborhood joining us as well, and they were awesome. So Ether and Squirrel jumped on the server at one point. Ethel Deer and Squirrel, they're amazing people. And they pretty much left me a treasure hunt slash, you know, like a follow the clues kind of thing where I had to just go from one place to the other and go to the next coordinates with little riddles and things as well along. I loved it. And they left me a little outfit along the way at each location. And that was it. It was the Valentine's pieces, and I ended up keeping them on here because I thought it was hilarious. You know, I really love it. It was so good. And also out of it as well, at the end, there was Lance the Dodo, so the Lance was included. That's Lols at Lance, another awesome creator. These are all buddies of mine, and I appreciate all of them, of course. So that was a really wholesome thing to log on to and just find that they'd all been doing that for me. I felt really, really warm and fuzzy about it. So yeah, I still appreciate it highly to this day. Also, I did have a friendship bracelet from Nikki Penny, which I unfortunately did lose in my incident with losing all my things. I would have made note of that, but I was wearing them the whole time. I had them. Anyway, so we ended up eventually tacking on a greenhouse. I don't think I'd made much of a video. I think I included it in a video, but you know, I think some of them have, yeah. I think that's outside the range of my fertilizer distribution back there, but whatever, doesn't matter. I was pretty happy with this. Like, you know, once again, try to be a little bit different with the shape and whatnot, with the bits coming off the sides. And I like the combination of the Astraeos and the K Rustic greenhouse pieces. They look really good. Yeah, I was happy with that. It's just a greenhouse, of course. We don't have to dwell on it, but yeah. The next part is I don't really want to go inside yet. We're sort of getting onto the creature side of things. Let me just do that for now. We had a breeding bunker set up. So I once again tacked on, I made stairs to go down this way, and I made a little side that comes out, and then it just juts out into this gigantic breeding bunker here, which I was super happy with. I mean, I tried to be different with the design. You know, it's got like a wraparound thing on the side. It goes really up high. It's sort of like a hole with the pillars going around the side. I thought it looked pretty damn good. I was happy with it, and I think you guys were too. I also really liked using, I did it on a lot of things actually, as soon as I learned to do it with the whole build, utilizing this this steampunk railing skin. It just matches really well. Really, really well. So I did it like everywhere, like from my house sort of onwards in the courtyard, and yeah. So we did like all patterns around there and everything. Like, you know, we got the triangles, like chevron sort of going up and down and to the sides of the doors, and there's an interesting effect on the side, but I won't get into that too much yet. But yeah, breeding bunker, it served a lot of use. We did a lot of mutating in there. And then finally we did build this. Looks like a couple of parasaurs have grown up since I obviously got out a render or something. It doesn't really matter. But this is the bio grinder. I've decided towards the end of the series to make a bio grinder and do a tech farm directly going into it. And my goodness, this thing is OP. Get yourself some tech parasaurs and do what I did, just like throwing the babies into it. Looks like the babies are piling up too, but I don't care. We'll fix it at the end and I never have to look at it again. I also did some ovis as well to get some mutton. Pretty much they're up here just doing their thing. Like this, it looks like they're obviously not all going down properly. Why are they hatching that way? No idea. Yeah, one of them's obviously just not falling off properly. I've no idea. So yeah, so they're all up here. They just basically drop eggs down and or drop babies down and they get ground up. It's horrible, but it's really, really effective. I was really happy with this build. It was different. Like, you know, it was a bit of an odd shape, but I really also liked the fact that we put the tribe tower on the top with that skin. That is a cosmetic you can download for the tribe tower, and it really matched the Astraeos aesthetic totally. So yeah, I was really happy. I liked how like pretty much I achieved everything together, and we might grab the RG, which is sitting in my inventory because I want to show off all my tames. And let's just go for a quick little fly up just to get an eagle eye view of the base. I guess it is pretty much like an eagle eye being a Argentavis, but as you can see from a distance, we really, I feel like, achieved the look I wanted with the hugging the cliff on the way up, the awesome dock with the triremes, and then like sort of like the settlement just sort of like wrapping around the cliff there. I feel like just came together so well. Like it sort of just creates like a bit of an arc shape between everything, and it all just wraps together nicely. It's like, it's not too flat. It's broken up. I don't know. I'm quite happy with how this turned out. And yeah, there's the ceiling I don't really like. I don't like how it steps down at the end there, but anyway, not like I'm going to fix it now. So yeah, so that's the build, guys. Like I said, really happy with it all, and I really do mean that. And yeah, on to part 2 though is all the creatures. So yeah, we've had a hell of a journey. I'm not going to go through literally every creature. I'm not going to go through them in any specific order, but let's get into it. I have thrown out all of the noteworthy creatures in here, aside from the ones that we don't have anymore. But yeah, I mean, I had to throw out Zelos, the Saber, because Zelos we got very early on. Got a really good saddle in the end for actually as well. Maybe Nikki Penny gave me that. I have no idea. She was a loot goblin. You were really, really handy early on, so I really thought you were worth noting. And you were named as well, so I pulled you out of storage, and I'm really, really happy we have you in the Hall of Fame, is what we're going to call this now, not a breeding bunker. We also have, yeah, Godric. Well, actually, you know what? We'll go through some of the tames I have in my inventory, because, you know, like the Argentavis as well came in handy. We had the, of course, we had Old Beyblade. That was my original Baryonyx that I tamed up and got an imprinted one out of, a couple of parents. We had like Trikes that we sacrificed. We had Stegos that we used to tame Gigas. We had our utility tames like our awesome Mammoth. We had a really busy day with that. We got a Mammoth, Dodie, and Anki all in one day. And the Argentavis. It was like a 4 creature taming day. And yeah, we did a lot of breeding, got them all. We've also got an early Aloe as well. I can't even remember if we really used this thing much, but it was kind of cool. Apart from that though, they kind of, yeah, like there's a Tech Raptor I tamed not too long ago. I never even ended up looking at it. It's just out of my inventory. But yeah, like, I guess there are tames that aren't here today because they've obviously disappeared forever, but let's go through the ones that are here. So, Beyblade, 20 health and 20 melee mutations, amazing saddle. You are fantastic. I appreciate you to the ends of the earth. I love Baryonyx, everyone knows this. Edmontonia, this one doesn't have a saddle because I lost the one I was using in the incident we don't talk about. And these were given to me by Dick Feld. I did tame my own, but I'm showing off this one because this had a decent amount of mutations. I don't know if it has actually 75 mutations total, but it had quite a lot. Quite a lot, believe me. It was like 20, 20, 10, and 10 or something. Like maybe it was like 60 mutations or something crazy. It's insane. Thank you, Dick Feld. It looked really good. He specifically did it in like a blue color for me as well. He painted the saddle. I really freaking loved it. So, and I love the Edmontonia, by the way. I freaking fell in love with this thing during this season. It is OP, The Gathering. Trust me. Get yourself one if you don't have it. It's unfortunately a paid mod, but it's really cool. So anyway, yeah, we got Godric the Griffin as well. We managed, it's an Arctic Griffin specifically, and we managed to get that sort of halfway through. That thing was amazing. I loved it. We then have as well the Legacy Rex, which we mutated the shit out of and gave a good saddle onto Thordelina. Too bad Thor couldn't be here today, once again, in the incident. They came out with, like, yeah, 20 health, 20 melee mutations, once again, and insanely good health and insanely good melee, and you pack punch Thordelina. The Greater Uteranus is part of the Paleo mod, and really enjoyed this thing. I mean, it's just a Uteranus, let's be real. Nothing special, but I really like its raw. I'll show you that once before we continue, if it'll do it. Oh yeah, listen to that. Listen to that. Sounds like a freaking kaiju. Anyway, so then we also have the Giga, the Paleo Giga specifically. This thing was really cool, really OP. We had some good fun with it. We took on some spicy things. Too bad it wasn't good enough to do a red drop on its own, but you know what? Gigas aren't made for that. It was really OP, really cool to tame. I really was happy with the fact that we could even do it at all, so yeah, really happy. The Paleo Karch is another thing we eventually got. We did have a normal Karch as well, but I don't even know where that is. It might be inside there somewhere. But I did end up getting a paleo as well the very next episode, and that thing was amazing. We took a red drop on, killed the crap out of it. That's not the original, by the way. This is a replacement, once again, because of the incident. Nikki Penny and I tried to use them to take on a purple drop with some backup with Gigas and Cyclops, and we still managed to fail it, unfortunately, but you can't win them all, so yeah. Cyclops, so once again, I haven't really been able to use this all that long. This was like, 2 episodes ago now, but 20 health, 20 melee mutations. This thing is just ridiculous. Like, if you guys haven't tamed a Cyclops, they're OP. They're like, I'm going to say they're kind of stronger than Giga, not really, because of probably just the difference in bite speed or something, but these guys have a right-click attack that is stronger than a Giga because it hits 3 times, and that one ended up doing like over 8k per hit with that attack. So it could do like 24k damage in one swoop over like a second. It's insane how strong that thing is. It cooldown, of course, but like it's not that long of a cooldown to warrant it doing so much damage. So yeah, Thanos, thank you so much. And also for Leela in my inventory, who was an exact copy of Thanos. But yeah, I think that's all of my loadable tames, except for the kitty on my shoulder. You were pretty recent as well. I'm really happy that we got you guys. You're a repellent for Microraptors, so what's more to say about you? And you're adorable, so yeah, really happy. But I did also just do this at the start as well, because there are a couple more tames that we got along the way. Megwana, beautiful, beautiful tame. Really, really fast. We had that for a while. We, unfortunately sidelined it for a few other things, but I lost it in the incident. I lost all of these in the incident, I'll say that start with. So anyway, the Minotaur as well, we also lost. Unfortunately, I lost breeders in a separate incident for all these, so I couldn't do new ones, but didn't care at this point anyway. Kind of useless to me, to be honest, by the end, but yeah, the Minotaur. We also had Lugia, which was the Glaucus, which was basically a sea dragon. That thing was ridiculously strong. Got us through a spicy cave really, really easily, and I missed you, Lugia. Tulip, unfortunately, as well, was the Drakara, and that thing was an amazing flyer. I used that a lot to get around. I would have used it more the last couple of episodes, but it is gone, so yeah, little heartbreak symbols on those 4, and we appreciate them a lot, so yeah. That's kind of my creatures, guys. I don't think I've missed anything. If I have, I'm very sorry about that, but I may have forgotten things over time, of course, if there was anything else on my inventory that I missed, but I'm obviously not going to have every rendition of creature either. I've just got like 1 to stand in for each type, but yeah. Anyway, guys, look, I do think I am going to end off the series right here. And we're going to be really, really happy with everything we've done so far. The build, the creatures, the adventures, the collabs, it has all been fan-freaking-tastic. So anyway, guys, let's end off here with a bang. Really appreciate all of you watching throughout the series, and I can't wait to see you all in the next one. But if you did find yourselves enjoying this series at any point in time, I really would appreciate if you can, one more time for me, go ahead and hit that like button. It really does help me out, and it also just tells me I've done something right and helps me sleep better at night. Plus, you could always consider subscribing, turning on notifications, leaving a comment down below. All of that is good stuff that helps me out a ton. And of course, if you do want to go that step further, you can become a channel member. It's $1.50 per month and gives you early access to videos. But anyway, guys, as always, I hope you all enjoy whatever you're doing, whatever time zone it is. And I'll be seeing you all in the next one. Bye-bye for now.